Hello and welcome to Spain for the International Canoe Federation's third Slalom World Cup of the 2013 season. The picturesque Pyrenean town of La Seu d'Urgell and the Parc Olympique del Segre, the setting of the 1992 Olympic Games course, welcomed 279 paddlers from 33 nations to a festival of paddling, with a stunning course accompanied by perfect windless weather conditions. We're going to be looking at the best of the action from the 5 classical classes. And let's start with the C1 men. This is the canoe singles. We're going to watch the best 3 from the final. And Elesegui, a local favourite, 4th in Beijing Olympic Games, 4th in London Olympic Games. Very angular, very fast. And he's starting off through the first S up move. You need to have the positioning perfectly well here. Possibly the most difficult gate of the course. It's a stagger, and then there's a typewriter, but he negotiates that very well. Again, wrapping himself around the post. And this is the feature of the course. It's called Niagara for obvious reasons. In and out very, very quickly. And it looks like he's going to set a very good time. Sprinting to the line, it's a long finish, 8 strokes required. And he comes over to take provisional first place. But he knows he could have done better. By the way, this course in the Parc Olympique del Segre, 20 gates. Next to go, 22-year-old Anze BERCIC, looking for his first win on the World Cup Tour. He came second in Bratislava last year. Oops, hits the rock, but that's allowed. As long as you have plenty of money for a new boat. Now he's used to training on the massive TERCELJ course, so the water here certainly won't scare him. Difficult, 13, 14, tricky combination. As opposed to Elesegui, he's taking it on forward. More difficult. But you can save time. Wraps himself correctly around 15. Difficult positioning here of the gate at 15. Very close to the side. As you could hear, they're all hitting the rocks. But he's coming through. It's going to be close. He's done it. Yay. 1.29 seconds up. What a solid run there from the 22-year-old. Next to go. As you can see, the Olympic rings are on his arm. He came second, by the way, in London. 23-year-old Sidiris Tassiadis spent 10 years of his youth in Greece growing up. But recently representing Germany with style. Really fast, solid start. Under the bridge, as you can see from the shadow, in and out quickly of 12. Now really needs to put the pedal to the metal to pick up some speed for the tricky combination. And again, putting down quickly here, round 15. That is quick. Going to be close, pushing his way over the line. In the end, it wasn't enough. Just moves into 3rd place. Knows he's left a little bit of time on the course. Confirmation of the result. First Gold Cup win. Anze BERCIC from Slovenia. And Elesegui in 2nd. And Sidiris Tassiadis in 3rd for Germany.
I don't know, it was difficult from the start. I made a few small mistakes, touching some rocks, and I was fighting till the end, so I didn't know how good was time. And then I saw the first place and I was really happy, and now when I know that I'm first, I'm so happy that it's first time for me, so great.
The course starts very dynamic. There is this S-turn in gate 2. You need to be very accurate and super close to the rock so you can get this boost. And after that, the course is pretty easygoing till gate 14, where you have to be super close to the rock just in gate 13 and super close to the rock just above gate 14, so you can do a turn and not spin there. And then the last part of the course, it's the drop called Niagara. There is this up left, which is in a weird place because you can't really boof. It's hard because you're started getting tired, so it's kind of tricky. You need to have your mind very cold, otherwise you might touch that gate.
Moving on from the men's canoe to the women's canoe. And by the way, it's exactly the same course. 20 gates, 14 green and white down, 6 red and white up. Caroline Loire, twice European champion. She's 25 years old, from Amiens in France. That's the top right-hand corner, by the way. Oh, there's a touch. It's on sticky finger. Sticky finger because the boat is grabbed back when you're leaving the area. Here she comes. It's called the typewriter, this section. It's proven to be very difficult for the men throughout the weekend, but she handles it with style. Now just needs to wrap herself round, taxing gate 15. And again, that's as good as most men have been doing this weekend. Over the Niagara drop. Very, very quick. Just needs to make it safe to come over the edge. That's impressive. With 2-second penalties, as you can see, they're automatically added onto your finish time. She still produces a first place at the moment. Jessica Fox, the 19-year-old veteran from Australia, won last week despite having a stack of penalties in Augsburg. Brushes off the rock, but nothing too serious there. In and out of the S very cleanly and quickly. As you can see from Jessica, she's switching all the time. Always going to be on her onside. Negotiates the 12 up with style very quickly. As you can see by the course, the rocks are natural. However, the ground is concrete. It gives the ideal combination. And she's up. Well, she was up at the split, but just had a 2-second penalty, so she's going to be fractionally down. And if we've been super critical, maybe a bit low on the upstream. Switching again. Here she comes. It's going to be close. Well, it wasn't as close as that. Jessica Fox goes into first place and takes the victory. Results of the women's C1. Jessica Fox, Australia first. Caroline Loire, France second. Katerina Hoskoga third.
Yeah, I couldn't hear much at the start because I was one of the last few girls to go, but I could hear that Caroline Loire, who was just before me, had done a very good time. And I even heard halfway that she was 1 second ahead, like I was 1 second behind her. So I think, the level is getting better, and this course was quite tricky, I think, for the C1 women because of the different moves we had to do, but hopefully we can all keep improving together and keep going well.
Now go from the canoes where they're kneeling down to the kayaks where they're sitting down, and as you'll see, it's a double-bladed paddle. Samuel Hernandez from Spain, local specialist of this course, 27 years old, 6th in the recent Europeans. What can he do today? Round the S. No, straight away a touch. That's not what he wanted. He's known as being able to put down amazing runs when it counts. Let's see what he's going to do today with 2 seconds behind to make up. And that's 4 seconds now. Here he goes. Through the stagger. He's going to have to really do something special. Now that is special. Round in one stroke, and the local fans adore that sort of thing. Coming over Niagara. He's got absolutely nothing to lose, so he's giving it his all. Really high risk. Here he comes. And goes in a provisional first place. Spectacular stuff. If only he hadn't had the 2 touches. He's a solid muscle ball. HRADILEK, 2nd in the Olympic Games. 26 years old. What can he do today? He's either going to be spectacular or he's going to burn out. Well, the start's looking good. It looks like it has a motor. Oh, straight through that. What's Sticky Fingers going to do? It's straight through there again. Under the bridge. And in and out of gate 12. Difficult section here. How is he going to take it on? Decides to go forwards. He was saying before the actual race he'd had trouble with his shoulders. But here he goes. It's looking good. That is good. And he knows it. Going from power to style. 24-year-old French-born Australian Lucien Delfort. His best results so far in the World Cup 2012 came 3rd in Pro, but has been putting in some really, really good heat times. Well, the first section's looking good. Tightly round the upstream gate number 12. It's very light, so it can actually float across the top of the water. On the midsection split, less than 2 seconds down, so he's all to go for. Here he comes. Vavrinec in the picture, looking confident. And he was correct. Lucien Delfort thinks he might have left something on the course there. HRADILEK takes gold for the Czech Republic. Lucien Delfort, excellent second for Australia. And Samuel Hernandez with his motorized finish comes 3rd for Spain.
Yeah, I think the course was really long and really demanding, and physically it was absolutely crazy, and I was very happy that I could keep it all the way to the bottom, although my arms were really, really tired. And but it's good, and fortunately I avoided penalties, not like Samuel Hernandez who made unbelievable fast time, but he managed to have 2 hits, so I'm lucky this time.
What makes a good paddler?
I'd probably be rich if I'd know the answer, but I think it's to have fun paddling.
Strong, very powerful.
I feel the water and no stop.
Or determination, hard work, and clear focus, I think.
Someone who just loves white water, loves the sport, and loves to just play around and get on the water, I guess.
I think it's the mixture between strengthness and technique.
Anyone that's super reactive, likes water, and just enjoys having a good time.
Yeah, I think he has to get a very nice line. He has to some kind of read the water.
What makes a good paddler? I reckon the style. I reckon you got to be fluid, you got to have a nice style, not ugly.
and a good feeling and hard training, and then you can be the best.
Someone who can kind of get down the course smooth and clean and keep their boat on top of the water as fast as they can.
After the really exciting men's race, let's see what we can have from the women. Staying in the kayaks. Really interesting. None of the women finalists from last week have made it to the final this week. Katerina Kudyova, 23 years old from the Czech Republic. Makes the first S look good. Very stylish young lady. Her coach is Jure Preskovic Sr., of course, the father of Jure Preskovic Jr., 21 years old, recent European champion, so she knows what she's doing. She's in the right stable. Wraps around 16. From the overhead shot, you can just see how much the river moves. And here she comes, putting in a very, very good first time. She was the first one to go out of the 10. Goes clean, puts down a good marker. One-year-old Eva TERCELJ from Slovenia says she's used to training on the massive touch and course. By the way, we're going there in 5 weeks' time for the World Cup Series. She's next World Junior Champion. Very small but very powerful. Putting in a good time. 2 seconds up on the split. Maybe a slightly cautious line, but so many people have been taking faults on the gate 14. 15's good, however, wraps herself around it and on. The idea is to get back in the main flow. Down the intimidating Niagara. Maybe taking a stroke too long, but again, into the flow. After her compatriot won the C1 men. How's she doing? 3.83 seconds ahead. And absolutely delighted for the 21-year-old. Familiar face to canoe fans. 26-year-old Elizabeth Lizzie Neve. She won in Cardiff. By the way, she was the London boat in the Olympics. Very dynamic style. But she knows how to win on this course. She's won medals in the Europeans and the Worlds here in La Sœur de Guel. Again, coming to the tricky section. How's she going to tackle it? Goes a little bit wide. Slightly down on the split. Needs to make half a second up. Oop, needs to make 2.5 seconds up. Comes down the big Niagara drop. The importance is not trying to go faster than you can. It's going to be close. Just shows how good the winning time was. She moves into second position. TERCELJ takes the gold for Slovenia, Lizzie Neve, silver for Great Britain, Katerina Kudyova, bronze for the Czech Republic.
Concentrated on the race, and because I had many problems with races in the past, and I had many touches and penalties, and I just wanted to have a clean, good run, and I did one, and it's so good.
My name is Etienne Stott.
My name is Tim Bailey.
And we were the Olympic champions in London 2012 in canoe slalom.
Well, we met when we were about 16 probably. We were both racing in kayaks at in the British ranking system and trying to make the British junior team. And
I'm half Canadian. My mum is from Quebec, that's why I have my name Etienne.
I cut my own hair, and I've cut my own hair since I was 21, so I haven't paid for a haircut since 15 years or something.
I think Tim's strength is clarity of thinking and good thoughts under pressure.
And well, I think Etienne's strength is strong at the start. He's really honest and he works hard, and also he's very mature, can deal with pressure well, or at least we've both learned to deal with pressure well in races. Cheers, mate. Underneath the bridge, we caught a bit much edge and overbalanced and had to support in the eddy, and because the eddy water is so fast, it gave us a lot of support, so we managed to stay upright or return to upright, but in the process Etienne's shoulder was dislocated out the front. It's really nice when your sport, you know, really pulls together to help you when something goes wrong. Etienne's shoulder's back in now, and I've had an x-ray to check it's in, and so he's, I'd say he's comfortable now, you know, he's not in actual pain, so that's good, and it's probably too early to tell what it means for our season.
Etienne Stott now safely back in London receiving treatment. These 10 teams are in the final. Olympic bronze medalists, Olympic silver medalists. And first to go, Olympic 4th position, possibly the worst position you can get. They're young, they're dynamic, and they're French. Gauthier KLAUSS in the bow, 24 years old. Mathieu Péchier, 25 years old in the stern. They won last week in Augsburg. Punting off the edge, which of course you're allowed to do. All you're not allowed to do is touch the pole with body, blade or boat. This was difficult for the singles. It's even more technically difficult for the pairs, but what they tried to do is spin round. Now they're coming over the 1.5 metre drop called Niagara. Every single boat was hitting the edge here. Frantically, 8 or 9 strokes over the line. And with a big distance, they take the provisional lead. Mutual respect. The young, the determined 22-year-olds Luka Božić, 23-year-old Sasso Taliat from Slovenia. And Slovenia have been clearing up this weekend. Already 2 wins. How are they going to do? They're at home on all sorts of water conditions. Fast at the top. And fast coming down under the bridge. Quickly wrapping themselves around 12. Keeping in the flow on the tight rider move, and they're going forward. That is a difficult move, but saved them valuable fractions of a second. Wrapping themselves round 15. Keep the line good. It's a sprint to the line. And provisionally they take 2nd place. Don't look too happy about that. Well, we know it's going to be a French victory. Just which team on the course now? Pierre Labourel, Nicolas Péchier, both outstandingly good C1 competitors. Nicolas Péchier, of course, competing in the Athens Olympic Games. Last year, they actually cleared up, winning 3 of the 5 World Cup Series races. They're a bit of a down at the moment, deciding to spin. Maybe the safer option, but possibly costing them a second or so. The local crowd, French crowd, running along the side, giving them cheers. Here they come. Second to last, upstream gate. And that's fast. Back in the mainstream. Going for it. Is it going to be first or is it going to be second? It's second. That's a good run. Well done, France. KLAUSS Péchier first, Péchier Labourel second, Božić Taliat for Slovenia third.
It was very difficult at the heats and the semi-final. because it's the third weeks we are in competition. So we try to keep the energy for the final, and I'm happy we did it.
After 3 weeks of frantic action, we're going to take a little bit of a break, but keep tuning in because we're going to be in Tatchen for stage 4. I'm Matthew Layton. Thanks for watching.